And as we mentioned, we are following breaking news with Governor Tim-Walz being chosen as Kamala Harris's VP pick. Our Paul Bloom is in the newsroom right now, and we talked to you earlier. We know you've followed him for many years. You've interviewed him numerous times. Tell us a little bit about what you have experienced in just kind of spending some time with the man that people may not know.
Yeah, I mean, certainly a fascinating day to have, you know, the guy you remember the election night 2018 going out for a jog before waiting election results, kind of being the first reporter to grab him when he's elected governor 6 years ago after a decade in the House. But one aspect since you last spoke to me I thought was important is this talk about Minneapolis in the aftermath of George Floyd 4 years ago now, and the criticisms, if you will, of Governor Walz and between the relationship there with Mayor Jacob Frey, when the National Guard was called in, when it wasn't, did they wait too long, and what we certainly anticipate the Republicans will attack him on. I happened to spend a few minutes on a Zoom call just a few minutes ago with Jeff Hayden, a former state lawmaker, a dozen years in the legislature, a guy who represented a portion of South Minneapolis that was burned and looted and really destroyed. And I sort of asked him what his take is will Governor Walz wear that? Will Republicans be able to successfully pin those several days after George Floyd was murdered by a Minneapolis police officer 4 years ago? And he has Governor Walz's back. Now, remember that Jeff Hayden is a Democratic, a DFL lawmaker, so it may not surprise you, but he says nobody at that moment in time was going to prevent what occurred in the heart of the pandemic, the aftermath, the video of Derek Chauvin kneeling on George Floyd's neck for some 9-10 minutes. So he definitely appreciated the leadership that eventually would get Minnesota and get Minneapolis and the state of Minnesota through those dark days. But again, speaking with Jeff Hayden a few moments ago, I thought I'd share his thoughts with our viewers here now.
I think it's fantastic. I mean, first of all, anybody from Minnesota, we have a great history of having great vice presidents, Walter Mondale, the great Hubert Humphrey. So in that tradition, we have a lot of civic pride in being able to contribute to our country's direction and its governance. I mean, the one thing that I think that Governor Walz brings to the table is that he is from rural America. He was born and raised in Nebraska. He was in the National Guard. He was a football coach, a teacher. He then, moved to Mankato. He got his graduate degree at Minnesota State, Mankato, what we used to call Mankato State. He taught there, and then he ran for office because he really believed that the Southern District, the first district, Southern Minnesota, really needed some balance. And he went and served had a distinguished career in Congress before he ran for governor. But I guess I'll say that he has those Midwestern values. I think that he can be very helpful to the current vice president and Democratic nominee Kamala Harris in a lot of those states in which they want to hear, Wisconsin and Michigan and even Pennsylvania, that has kind of this hardworking kind of rural America feel. Governor Walz really can do a great job.
So there you go, former state lawmaker Jeff Hayden, again, someone who represented a district of Minneapolis burned in the aftermath. He is bullish on Governor Walz now as a vice presidential selection for Kamala Harris.